We should never underestimate the thought itself to improve. Think about and answer yourself, what is my real goal? What is even the purpose by me doing certain improvements in life? It could be, do I want to stop doing this because everybody else does this and I want to be different, or do I want to stop this because it's not good for my health? And that's it. It's time to stop trying to outwork everybody else. I see all over social media these days content all around social media about you needing to constantly outworking everybody else and need to be better than them, and it's very much competitive of a game in life. They try to paint up there that the way of improving in life is simply by comparing yourself with other people and using them as your measurement to improve in life. Improving in life means improving your mental health as well as your physical health, your mental endurance, your mental capacity, and other personality traits, and everything that is about improving yourself. All over social media, they say that the way to do it is to simply outwork everybody else. And yeah, and I genuinely don't believe in that. I genuinely don't believe in that. The way to make growth, real growth in life, to improve your mental, physical health, everything, all you can see life as a game where you level up many different types of characteristics, many different types of lifestyles, many different types of personality traits, and many different types of other things in life. You will never really get any real joy, any real happiness from you achieving certain things, those things, mental health, physical health, everything, by comparing yourself with other people and using them as your measurement. Never. Now, there's one thing to try to improve yourself, and there's another thing to improve yourself to be better than everybody else. And that's what I'm trying to say here. And we should never underestimate the thought itself to improve. But when a motive comes in, when it comes to what motive you will have on the path of you improving yourself, then that's the real question. I want to improve in this and this because of this and this. And the last this and this is the motive. So you need to really much think about and answer yourself, what is my real goal? What is even the purpose by me doing certain improvements in life? It could be stop doing certain things, certain habits, certain things that other people do, and so do I want to stop doing this because everybody else does this and I want to be different, or do I want to stop this because it's not good for my health? And that's it. That's the real cause why you even start not doing this thing again. You stop taking vapes because it's not good for you, but you don't stop taking vapes because you want to be different than everybody else, and that you want to do something that everybody else doesn't do. So no. So you see, it's the motive. It's very much important about what is the real purpose of you doing certain things, certain improvements, and that's what it all really comes down to. So we should never underestimate the thought of improving itself, but the motive. Then you need to ask yourself a question an extra time in there, because it is extra important for you to really have a clear, deep, genuine answer on that question. What is my motive? Why do I want to do this thing? So, and a very good argument to this could very much be that when we could compare two people. One person is somebody who compares himself with himself. Another person is somebody who compares himself with other people, and they are a measurement for his growth and everything. So we can see it as, person number one is the one who compares himself with himself, Then person number two is the one who compares himself with other people. Now, the real question to you is right now, and I want you to answer this and question this in your head two times. One time is when I question you this. The second time is going to be when you question yourself an extra time after I question you. So, do you believe that the person number one then who compares himself with himself will gain more happiness, gain more out of doing his improvements in himself, and gain more happiness from doing that than compared to the person who does the same improvements, does the same thing, but with other people as a measurement source? Which one do you believe will get more happiness and more joy out of doing his improvements? Number one or number two? For some people, it could be a very obvious and logically understandable question, and they might have a very quick answer on that question. For some, not. But I can tell you this, that when we tend to measure ourselves and how our capabilities look like compared to other ones, other people's capabilities, and how they are good at something and how we are good at something, uh, we much get into the competitive uh, game of life where we very much compete with other people, and there's nothing wrong with competing itself, uh, but who you compete with in this type of area of life when it comes to improving yourself is not going to compete with other people, but it simply is to compete with yourself. And that's where you gain more happiness from. You gain most happiness from seeing you improving yourself and seeing how you changed to now from back then. Imagine you looking back to maybe 1 year ago, 1 month ago, or a couple of months ago, or even a week ago, and see how you was then, and now you come back to the right now and see how you are right now. You compare that, and you see that yeah, you've done some very great change, improvements in your life and in yourself. You look at that, and you think about how what joy, what happiness comes from seeing that, and what then you take another look and compare what happiness and what joy comes from looking at uh, you being better than somebody else. Do you feel more happiness from seeing you improving, or do you see more happiness from you being better than somebody else, or sticking out in the masses and getting extra praise and everything? What is the most valuable in reality? Let's think about it. So yeah, and I believe very much for most people who got this question right now have pretty much answered the same thing that I've just explained here, which simply is that when you measure yourself with yourself, you simply get more happiness. And it's the truth. And some people have already experienced this kind of feeling before. Somebody will after this video, maybe. I hope so. And some people will never, because they think that the number two person is the right one. They believe it's right to compare with other people. And that's that way how you gain the growth in life and how you improve and how you feel happiness from that improvement. Uh, so yeah, everybody have different types of opinions. This is mine, and this comes from experience. I know exactly how it is when it comes to when you are too focused on what other people are like and how you are like, and you compare and you see what they have and you don't have, and then you try to have something that they don't have, or you try to have more than they have. You try to be better than them. I know exactly how it is, and it's not a great reality to live in. It's very destructive in the end. So yeah. Now some people could start to misbehave towards you. Some people could not when they see that you are improving. Some people could getting misconceptions about you that you might not really like. Some will get conceptions about you that you do like. So when you do certain changes in yourself, other people notice that, and then you will get different reactions from that. Now, what you should definitely never do when you have done some improvements or not is to tell that yeah, I've done this thing, I've done this improvement, and now I'm like this, I'm a lot better and everything. uh, you should never talk so much about what you have done for improvements, because then your humbleness will just drop down drastically. And it's always going to be better if you want to really talk something about yourself. Then it needs to come naturally, and somebody most of the time needs to also ask you maybe some specific question, instead of you trying to say to somebody that yeah, I did a full body workout yesterday and it felt so great, and I very much liked it very much. I had a couple of friends with me over and everything, and you say that loud. It's not as good to say that as to say what you the same thing what you done, but with a little bit more humble tone and everything. Where somebody also asked you beforehand, "What did you do yesterday?" And then you can talk, "Yeah, I did a workout and everything with my friends and all this stuff," in a humble way. And it's a lot better to comment naturally than to try to forcefully say it out. Yeah, I did this and that. There you will get a lot more respect from, and people will see you more humble. It's a quick tip, and yeah. So if you do improvements, don't talk about it. Just let your actions, your improvements show itself in life, and other people will see you doing certain things, and that's it. You don't have to say anything, but just let it be like it is. Just let the truth stay in the actions you do. Now, in some situations, it might actually be better to tell, and some not. But in the cases where it actually is better to tell, it could be where, for example, me as a creator, if I have any of my followers do some improvements that I've given as an advice here, and I in some way hear them doing these improvements, I will very much gladly hear them saying that. And then there is nothing wrong with them telling me what they've done for improvement, because then I can use that as a feedback critic on my channel or anything like that. And I can also hear how their journey has been and how they have improved and everything. And I very much gladly, uh, yeah, I take it very gladly, basically. Or if somebody already awaits you saying something, yeah, then tell it, because it could be very much valuable information. Or even if some family member um, supports you and wants your best, and so, and yeah, that family member could maybe just love hearing what you have done for improvements. For example, just imagine going up to your dad and saying that, yeah, I did. I meditated 10 minutes yesterday and I felt very much good about doing that. And by doing it, I achieved a little bit more presence. And I know that if I do it even for even longer time period, and uh, or maybe a month, I will achieve even more presence in my day-to-day life. And you say that, and that will very much hit your dad's emotions very positively, and he will very much positively react to you saying that, since he loves you and he wants you best. So there's nothing wrong with telling people certain things in the right moments. So you have to analyze the moments yourself a little bit, but you should never just tell out of nowhere and give self praise about what you've done for improvements, since there's no reason to give that self praise, and you'll only just grow your ego and your pride even more. So it's not that great to have an unbalanced view on it, but I was just trying to explain here that there's two sides. You can tell it and you cannot tell it, depending on the situation and who you're telling it to, and what they are awaiting or not awaiting. So now, what have we really been going through in this video? Simply, we've been going through a lot of things, but the main things was, don't compare yourself with other people, compare yourself with yourself. See yourself as an obstacle to climb, as a mountain to climb to improve yourself, and see that there are also going to be new mountains in the horizons after you climb that mountain. Then it could be also that the motive. What is the reason? What is the real purpose by you doing certain things, certain improvements? Again, like I was giving an example here that you can be better because you want to be better than everybody else. But you can also just be better than yourself. You could compare yourself with other people, and you could not do that, and you compare yourself with yourself. And what will you gain more happiness from? Do you remember? Well, it simply was to compete with yourself, to always see yourself as a mountain, like you said, always be there to see what you can actually grow, and see it as a learning opportunity in life and implement it, and you will see that you can't regret doing that choice there to improve. So yeah, it's all only positive things real about this. So I very much recommend you to take this in, implement it, and yeah, and be humble about your actions, be humble about what you've done, your improvements, in combination with just being authentic to yourself and doing the real improvements that you genuinely want within your inner self. And there you will achieve inner genuine growth, inner genuine steps. And yeah, so I extremely much wish you good luck with this.